The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Timothy Kaitano, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very good show for you. Today's guest is, I would say, a trailblazer in the real estate industry. All the way from Austin. I think he is doing something really remarkable. He's not just a man, he's not just a realtor that, talks the talk, but he walks the walk, ladies and gentlemen. When we're talking about people that practice what they preach, man, today's guest is the one. He has a background in tech for over 2 decades, and getting into real estate, trust me, if he's telling you to invest in real estate, he has definitely been there with holding more than 38 single family homes as an investor. He brings a wealth of knowledge to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome today's guest, Nitin Kumar. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, Timothy, thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Now, so you have an impressive background, and I think our audience would definitely like to get to know you a little bit better. Can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into real estate and what you were doing before?
Sure. So I'm actually from India, you can say, right? Came to States in 2007. As you said, I worked in tech. I'm an engineer by background. I also did an MBA and started working in 2003 uh, till 2022 December. I continued working in tech. I'm actually from Delhi, born in Delhi in India, which is the capital of India. And if you look at India, there is like five cities where mostly tech is. And I was lucky that I'm born in a city which is Delhi and lived all my life in a suburb of Delhi, Noida, which is a tech city. That city has changed. When we moved there in 85, I was only very young, like kindergarten. There were only 1,000 people in that city. Now there is more than 20 million people there. So that city has changed from nothing to just big, high apartments and high rises, right? I used that experience of growing in a city like that, and I came to US, to California, right? I worked in a company which is Dell for almost 14 years. Then I got an opportunity to come to Round Rock, which is their headquarters in 2010. I came here and I realized Round Rock is one of those cities like Noida, right? Where I'm actually from. And slowly, I kept this feeling that this is going to actually become like Noida with all the tech companies around, all the universities around, and US has a similar situation. The tech is very much into 4 or 5 locations. If you pick up the cities, I was in Santa Clara for 3 years. You go to New York, you go to Florida, some places where tech is, you go to Austin. So there is very limited places where tech is in US as well. It's a very similar sort of setup. And Austin is one of the cheapest in terms of real estate, where all the tech is. It is highly unaffordable to live in Bay Area anymore. It was very affordable in 2007 to 2010. It has become way more right now. So I just ended up luckily to this spot. Just to give an idea, my rent was like 4 times less for a bigger apartment here than what I was paying in Bay Area in 2010. So I just kept on buying one by one every year a house. And as market was becoming more and more. When I came here, Williamson County used to put a dashboard. These many people are moving into Williamson County every day. The number was like 150 people. So that gave me confidence that this is going to change, and I kept buying homes. So I worked 20 years plus in tech. I have been a realtor for 4 years, only like little more than 4 years. But as an investor, I started buying homes since 2010. Uh, Right now, I have 38. I went into contract one more last weekend, and I have sold two as well. During the good times of pandemic, wherever I thought that they have gone over and above based on where the amenities are, the areas, I've sold those. Mostly, I have bought everything in Austin. I live in Austin, and I have this feeling that this city is going to grow very, very well in next 10 to 15 years. So I've heavily invested in this city.
Wow. That's amazing. One thing that I think a lot of people underestimate is that you can study the trends when it comes to real estate. Like you mentioned, going back to India, you study the trends. You look at how a city had like few people to grow into becoming one of the most populated in India, and you took those same studies to help you excel in real estate. Um, did you always know that you were going to be into real estate? Was it always a passion, or was it something that, you decided, hey, I can see an opportunity here, let me get ahead of it? Was it something you always had planned, or you just saw an amazing opportunity to get ahead of the curve and you went for it?
Just to give you a background,
Mm.
I my father is a government employee, like in a bank employee, right?
Mhm.
Very like you can't make much. You're a bank employee, right?
Yeah.
But my friend circle in school, two of my friends are like top builders of Noida, right? So all my life, they are my best friends. I know them from kindergarten, right? I have seen this, every time how you buy lots of homes and all that stuff all my life from kindergarten till I came here.
Mm.
They so I've seen them investing in Austin, in Noida, buying left and right, right? It has come to a point they don't even know how many properties they own, right?
Yeah.
Honestly. So like so I've seen this, you know. Did I had the capital to buy that? Not at that time, right?
Mm.
And but I had a circle. So I learned this at that time. Like in that city, I knew that what is going to change. Like what is next 30 years of roadmap of that city. I've seen it in front of my eyes, but I don't have the money to buy it,
Mm.
right? And I see that. And when I came here, I have the same sort of circle I developed, right? I knew, I think in 2015 or 16, there is so many high rises which are planned to come in Austin downtown. Okay. When there was only like five or 10,
Mm.
right? That this is what, because I made a circle with people who are in construction, like, they have progressed so well in their lives. They have become presidents of this builders, right? And I know them from since I come here, like 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? That time frame. So I saw that as an opportunity, kept that circle in my life. I am an investor. My most of the network is investors only,
Mm.
right? I sold 102 homes last year.
Wow.
Uh, which is the brokerage I am in. There is around 11,000 realtors in state of Texas.
Mm.
I was number two for production, and in
Wow.
Austin number one, right? So basically, use the knowledge, use the friend circle, and it's pandemic happened. That's changed Austin a lot. But even if pandemic would not have happened, Austin was almost in the cycle of moving up,
Mm.
right? So I used that knowledge and all that stuff, and I saw that happening in Noida. So this is the time which I had the money, whatever I had it, I just went in.
Wow. Wow. I like that. Now, you have a background in tech,
Mhm.
spanning over 2 decades. How has that contributed to your success in real estate?
It has heavily contributed to my success in real estate.
Mhm.
I have never worked as a salesperson in tech. I'm a very, very like introvert sort of a guy. I cannot go in a circle and say, hey, I'm a realtor, I'll sell your home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is not my skill set. Okay. Like I I don't market myself as a realtor at all. So it's just the sector I have, like the my 20 years of working in tech, right? I can relate to a lot of people
Mhm.
with that background. And especially people want to have financial freedom, right? They are always looking for those opportunities. So that has helped me a lot. I tell everybody go to college, right? Even though it is boring, it doesn't help, right? You can start selling like day one. You don't have to go to college, but just go to college to build your network, build your friends, and build those gives you, lifetime friendships, those things. When I left Dell, I knew almost 1,000 people in Dell out of almost like 8 to 10,000 people working in Austin. Uh, you know, and the other company I worked after that also, everybody knew me, right? So that has helped me a lot. That is the reason for mostly for my success. I am not I look at the numbers, I can do the numbers part, but I'm not a person who can just go and talk to people. Hey, I'm more talking on the social media than I'm talking in person to anybody
Yeah.
about real.
Yeah, I like that because I think you represent a very majority of people out there that are like, man, how do I get into real estate, man? Because I don't think I can just walk up to people and tell them, hey, I'm a realtor, you're
Mhm.
selling your home, you're gonna buy a home. But
Mhm.
I like the fact that you sharing how you did not dwell in the fact that, hey, I can't do this, but you looked at what do I have? I have a network of friends and people that I've done business with over the years. These are people that are looking to buy homes, right? These are people that are probably looking to move or sell homes or invest in real estate or find financial freedom. And, for a lot of people, when they start looking in directions of how they can get financial freedom, real estate is the answer. So I think for people listening to this, they should really take this to heart that sometimes the people around you, sometimes maybe you're thinking of getting into real estate and you're coming from another industry. The people within that industry is always people that are looking to buy homes. They're all people that are looking to sell or investing in real estate. So you don't start making the connections when you get into real estate. It starts way before that. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, sir. Um, now you've been investing in real estate with over 38 single family homes that you've been investing in. Like, how does this help you contribute to, the decision making, of your clients?
Well, they have a, proof of concept. They
Mhm.
have a person who has done it.
Mhm.
And if you have not bought a home, it sometimes it's like, hey, how are you managing it, right?
Mhm.
Like, or how to manage a home. When people meet me and then they ask me, hey, how are you managing all these properties, right? Honestly speaking, I've not even given my properties to my property management company. I just manage them myself.
Oh, wow.
And in a year, maybe I spend whole year combined, maybe 20 hours or maybe 10 hours to manage those.
Mhm.
Uh, just, you know, that helps, that gives confidence to people.
Mhm.
If this guy can do it, we can do it. He looks like
Mhm.
a normal guy, right? And I'm actually a normal guy. I don't even look like a realtor. Like I don't show any, I drive a fancy car.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Mhm.
But you know, but I like to live a very, normal outlook, and that relates to people, and that helps. That if he can do it, we can do it, and it's not
Yeah.
very complicated.
Mm. Yeah, and that's very right? Because I like the fact that you always have like a laid back approach where people can actually approach you and have these conversations with you, right? You don't look like the typical realtor. I mean, if someone is watching this on YouTube, you could see Mr. Kumar right now is rocking his sweater, is looking good in it, but the amount of knowledge that he's sharing right now can definitely help a lot of people. And I like that, being relatable, being able to have these kind of conversations with people who wouldn't expect such from you. That's always a beautiful thing. Now, what are some of the things that you've learned, over the past couple of years as an investor that you always try to share with your clients? This could be, successes or, mistakes or pitfalls that you've made.
So I think based on the market, people should make decisions, right? Just for reference, for example, if you have right now the mortgage rate is around 7.5, 7.75 for investors, right?
Mhm.
Uh, I am You have to see how your market is, right? If the market is very tough, for you to be rent to mortgage, what I'm trying to say is whatever is your rent, same amount is your mortgage. You cannot match that number, right? Then it is going to become difficult in future. So
Mhm.
take those decisions according to, where you can long-term plan and keep growing your portfolio. What I've seen is people buy stuff where they cannot afford, right? The house does not pay by themselves. It looks beautiful. Every house to me actually looks so beautiful, especially the new construction. I
Mhm.
love it. If I have the money, I'll buy everything, but I don't.
Mhm.
So I try to focus on stuff which is, pays on its own.
Mhm.
And then over the time, equity builds in, and then you can make money out of it. So that is the thing you should always try to see. I have a YouTube channel where I don't show houses. I just tell things which I like,
Mhm.
about it. Like, for example, the knowledge. Like my first video is how you can buy 20 homes on a W-2 salary,
Yeah.
right? Which is people think, hi, how did you got loan for 20 homes?
Yeah.
Okay. You can get loan on your wife name for 10 homes. You can get loan on yourself on 10 homes. That's what I did.
Mhm.
And as long as you buy properties which pays for themselves, they don't become a debt on your income and you can buy, right? So my experiences for learning is, it's not very complicated. You have to plan your finances in such a way, especially the debt to income ratio. You have to make sure, buy properties which are self-paying.
Mhm.
If you're I sold a $2 million investment home to a person,
Mhm.
but it was a lake view facing $2 million home. You can do an Airbnb on it, right? You will easily get somewhere between 10 to 15K on Airbnb or maybe more than that on that after paying everything.
Mhm.
It's in a location where it gets booked almost like 80-90%, right? But you cannot buy a $2 million rental property who just gives you, $10,000 rent.
Mhm.
That impacts whole your math, right? So taking right decisions, what property to buy is the most important factor for your portfolio to scale. Especially people who have a fixed income, right? If they don't plan it well, I have a video where I've told even if you make $10,000, you can buy 10 homes.
Mhm.
You know, the way you do your debt to income ratio, you can be below 50% debt to income ratio, still keep buying homes which are rent to mortgage, and still you will keep adding that portfolio, and you can buy 10 homes on just on a 120K salary. That is possible. So plan that finance part. That is the most important thing
Mhm.
ahead when you buy a property. And then there are a lot of factors. What is the amenities coming? What is the state of the city looking? For example, let's say Austin, right? Austin has like how many, 8 or 9 suburbs right now?
Mhm.
Three or four of them are very, very new. They just came up after pandemic, right? Or during pandemic.
Mhm.
Some of them are very, very growing very well. Some of them have gone down like 40-50% from their peak in pricing. So you have to be smart how to invest in which suburb to invest in Austin. You cannot pick something where there is no grocery store and you buy a house there, and definitely you are going to have a pain because that community has no that suburb has no amenities. It just got housing because of demand of housing during pandemic without any amenities. I won't recommend to buy there. I have myself not bought there. As I told you, past, and I came out of those. So those are the learnings as you play this more and more, and you start looking at the numbers, you can understand which property when works best, and how do you tweak the finances and all that stuff over the time to make it work.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Now, I know a lot of people are like, man, I have so many questions, Mr. Kumar. Like, I have questions about this and that. Listen, he already told you he has a YouTube channel. So I would suggest that a lot of you guys go and check out that channel. It will answer most of the questions that you guys have. I always appreciate it when we have guests that um, go out of the way to share knowledge and information, um, especially for free. I mean, on YouTube. I mean, guys, anyone listening to this, you don't have to pay for a video on YouTube. All you just have to do is just go and watch it and learn from him. So go and check it out if you want to learn a bit more. But Mr. Kumar, I know we are coming to an end, but I did want to ask a question because I know there are a lot of people that relocate or migrate to the US, and
Mhm.
and a lot of them, decide to choose a path of real estate. As someone who has, relocated from one country or even one state to another, what advice
Mhm.
would you give to people that want to get into real estate and want to be successful when they start off at times with, no family, no friends, or no network around them? What advice would you give them to have a head start in real estate?
See, this is what I tell to people. I just formed a team for in my brokerage, right? I have right now 4 members.
Mm,
Uh, I think all of them are new.
mm,
Somebody is 3 months in real estate, somebody is 9 months in real estate, somebody is only like 2 weeks in real estate. And my transaction coordinator, who is also part of my team, she is there for 5, 6 years.
mm,
But my advice to everyone is don't worry about like what people are going to think. Okay. Once you come into it, first year is the year where you will do maximum business because that is the business you can get from your network, your circle, anybody, even if you come out of the out from other country, right?
mm,
There are places here where you will have your common things, like you will have your church, you will have your temple, you will have your community events, right?
mm,
Just try to utilize that opportunity to the best. You
mm,
know, I personally think first year is the year where you have your background support. Okay, somebody will be there who can relate to you and who can give you that business.
mm,
So if use that opportunity at that time.
mm,
Simple cases when I started, right? I was technically working in tech full time
mm,
for 2.5 years in my journey when I started real estate in 2020. I didn't have a website. I cannot tell to people, hey, I do real estate because I have a full-time job.
mm, yeah.
Right? So I cannot have a Facebook page. I cannot
Mm,
have this. I sold 80 homes that year.
mm,
Okay. The first year I have.
mm,
Okay. So mostly what I did is I reached out and people knew it. I had I had a hobby.
mm,
Every week I used to go out and see houses with people. Whoever was buying, they used to just ask me, hey, can you come and look at the house
mm,
and find the issues
mm,
like free of cost,
mm,
right? And I used to just go there and do it. Use your network. If you come to this country, there are a lot of people who come to this country, right? There are a lot of groups who are new. If
mm,
you look at social website, there is like so many groups in Austin moving to Austin, right? People who are
mm,
coming all over the places to Austin who don't know anybody,
mm,
right? Join there, figure it out. And then I started mostly in investment because I like investment, right? It gives me, when you build wealth, you feel happy, right?
mm,
And there are a lot of ways to build wealth in real estate. it's not only just selling a home will make you wealth. You have a house, it grows up by 20-30%. You take your equity out by a refinance, which is tax free, invested somewhere else. In 2-3 years, you can get your money out and keep buying, 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 and build a portfolio. That's what I did. Right. So I've seen people doing it. Use that opportunity of meeting people, telling them, hey, these are the deals. This is what I am doing. So for me, what worked is I was buying the house. Wherever I was buying, everybody in my network went and bought.
Mm,
I did not have to post it into social media or anywhere
mm,
or anything. People just knew by word of mouth. This is what where Nitin is buying. Looks like an amazing deal. This is the prospects of all that stuff. And I spread it to my circle.
mm,
So make your circle and then try to, use that circle first as your growth cycle for your real estate. And don't worry about, hey, I'm new, what is going to happen to me,
mm,
right? The first year is the year where you will have that push, your best chance to succeed.
mm,
You know, I People say that almost like 40% of the realtors or 30% of the realtors leave this market, right? After first year, my take is very different. If
mm,
you use your channels rightly, first year is the one where you will do the maximum business because your friends already trust you.
mm,
They don't have to, you don't have to convince them.
mm,
Hey, I'm buying here or this is the best deal. They already know that they are your friends.
mm,
They will just blindly go with you. They're
mm,
very easy to convince. If I meet somebody new, brand new, he does not know who is Nitin Kumar,
mm,
right? The other people have seen me like for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. So
mm.
that is the circle you will utilize in your first year and use your community. I have used my community. I am very proud of my Indian community in US.
Mhm.
Right? That is the most important success criteria for you to succeed. Don't
Mhm.
shy from that. Okay. As I said, right?
Mhm.
Use your community, use your channels for your community to succeed. And man, Indians are doing crazy, amazing in US.
Hey, and you are proof of that because I've been seeing that. First of all, I have to really thank you for that because this is um, raw information that I think a lot of people need to hear. I think people think that there's a hidden science to real estate. There's hidden secrets on how you can be successful, but sometimes it's just that simple. Like you said, your first year can be the best year because you don't have to convince your friends. They already trust you. I think that's something that a lot of people have to remember from this. Your friends, people around you, people from your church, people from your gym, they already know you, they trust you. It's so easy for them to actually follow through with whatever you advise them to do. So why on earth would you not have a good year? Why would you not have a good first year when you have so much around you? Man, I think I really love this advice, and I think this is definitely going to be a game changer. This is going to help a lot of people find success. I believe that there's some people out there, there are realtors that have never even approached the people around them. Their church doesn't even know they're a real estate agent. The people you train with at your gym don't even know that you're into real estate. Some of your friends suspect that you might be a realtor, So I think this is the best advice. Sir, thank you so much for this. Um, Before we close off, I do want to give a special shout out to the sponsors of today's episode. That's the Icons of Real Estate Podcast Network. Ladies and gentlemen out there, if you want to get started with your own real estate podcast in 2025, then look no further than Icons of Real Estate Podcast Network. We're the number one real estate podcast network in the US, so we'll definitely be able to help you with that. My question is always, if you were to start your own podcast, what would you call it? We're going to ask today's guest. Sir, Mr. Kumar, if you were to start your own podcast, what would you call it?
See, I am a tech guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I am, it's basically, I also run a small software company right now, and I am very, I like this name. I like end to end. When you give
Mm,
a job to somebody, you handle it end to end, right?
mm, mm,
Then
mm,
you just leave it from your shoulders to the other person and he will just finish it. So I like E to E, which is end
mm,
to end. And
Wow.
pro is you are a pro, and
Mm-hmm.
reality. I will give it a name, E2E Pro Reality.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Wait, I think tech guys are very good at coming up with the podcast names, man. Have you been thinking about this for a while? That was so well thought. I like this. I like this name. It's really, really nice. Ladies and gentlemen out there, please do not steal this. Don't call us and say you want to start a podcast. I'm going to call it end to end. It's too late for you. But Mr. Kumar, I definitely want to say thank you so much for being an amazing guest on the show. Wish you nothing but success in this year and moving forward as well. We'll make sure that your details are in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get in touch with Mr. Kumar, you find yourself in Austin, give him a call. Right? I said it at the beginning. I said this is not a man that just talks the talk, but he walks the walk. He's also doing it, so he understands it very, very well. So if you find yourself in Austin, you want to invest in real estate, you want to buy a home, you want to sell a home, then look no further. Mr. Kumar and his team will take good care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing episode with your host, Timothy Kaitano, with the amazing Mr. Kumar. Till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, take care and peace.